The sale symbol lit up the night sky, and the eShop is back, delivering new deals on some really good games. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Gabe is here. Welcome to another eShop bonanza. This one, a really messy, gross-looking burger from Devolver Digital that began today at 9 a.m. Pacific, and it's running until June 6th, so leading up to the weekend before E3. But boy, do they have one, just like an excellent library. It's impressive to see it laid out. And two, these are some really good games that are worth jumping on for Switch.
Zach, they have two of my favorite games of the year on this list for sale at really cheap prices. And we'll get into those in a minute.
Yes.
Haha, minute. But yeah, it's an awesome sale. It really is.
It super is. Let us know in the comments down below which game you're most excited to grab, which deal you think is the best. Help a friend out. Let them know what you think they should go after. We'll obviously give you our picks before we're done here. Make sure that like button if you enjoy this video and sales in general. Ape Out is where we got to start, Gabe, because this one took us by surprise. It is a very, very incredible experience. It feels so great on Switch, and that dynamic soundtrack, that big monkey brutality, it's down to $10.49 from $15. Totally worth it.
An absolute must-own. This is one of the games I was referring to when I said one of my favorite games of the year. This is like if Quentin Tarantino made a Donkey Kong game. That's kind of always how I described it. It's a
very apropos.
Yeah, it's like a no-hit game. As soon as you get hit a couple of times, like you're donezo, your ape starts bleeding. Dude, getting through those levels is some of the most satisfying experiences I've had this year.
Yes.
And the symphony, the percussion, the hits, every time you bash an enemy against a wall or anytime you grab an enemy and use his gun against other enemies, it's super cool. It's a feeling like no other. I played most of this game handheld, and that is where my love of handheld kind of got rekindled starting with this game. I have fond memories of it, even though it just came out, and $10.49 is an awesome price.
Yeah, it feels like a game that's just like made for Switch. It gives you that feel of like, this is just such a cool, smaller experience that is just meant for Switch. It's made by Gabe, and not our Gabe, a different Gabe. But boy, is it a good look for Gabe's the world over. The variety is not there, but that's okay because it is a short experience, and they do manage to spice up the different levels with new mechanics, whether it is messing with lighting, whether it is changing up the sort of way that you need to interact with the environment, knocking people off buildings, off walls, or just evading. They throw in a lot of really cool graphical touches that are very reminiscent of the shadow levels from Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. So if you like those, you're gonna love the look here. I can't recommend it enough. This is like, it's one of the year's must plays. You got to get it.
Yeah.
Moving us along to another one of this year's top games, and honestly, another one of my top eShop games of all time. It's Katana Zero. This game is very recent, very awesome, and also very mature. $15 down to $11.99, so not much of a discount, but you don't really need a discount for Katana Zero. It is a stellar experience made by one dude across a 6-year development cycle, and it's awesome. It is, again, Hotline Miami-esque gameplay in terms of like one hit, you're done, gotta be perfect. But this shows how you can take an idea, a genre, and really diversify, because Ape Out and Katana Zero are nothing alike, even though they do rely on similar game ideas.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this one is if you like story the way I do, this one also services you. It was compared to Celeste a lot, Celeste with like Samurai was something that I heard echoed on Twitter quite a bit. There's an update coming for the game, and like Ape Out, the feeling when you finish one of these levels, it's almost like bliss, just because you know that you did it like perfectly, you didn't get touched, and you went through some really creative ways of maneuvering to get there. I also love Katana Zero. Not a big discount, but for $12, dude, this is like also one of the best games on Switch that came out this year. So, man, Devolver is hitting home run after home run with this.
They surprisingly go to some very dark places in this game. Don't let the pixel art style confuse you. This game gets evil quickly. But it's very intriguing, very engaging, and you're right. They are planning to add more as we go. So it's a must play. I don't know which one's more must play. I guess it kind of depends on your style. But Katana Zero is like eShop gold tier, absolutely. Those are our two favorites, but there's honestly some other good ones as well. Downwell for $1.50 is like a no-brainer. Go find yourself 6 quarters and you're in. That game is really cool. It originated on mobile, but it's super good. You can actually play it vertically on the Switch. It's kind of like a down-the-well roguelike.
Oh, well, you don't say.
Which is very cool. It's got, a charming old arcadey art style, very difficult. You won't make a lot of progress, but once you do, It's fantastic. I also want to call out this new game, The Swords of Ditto Mormo's Curse. It is down to $10.49 from $15. This is a roguelike version of Swords of Ditto. It's actually very neat, Gabe. It capitalizes on the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past formula with very awesome dungeons, beautiful art. It's not instantly recommendable for me because the load times are terrible. Now, I don't know if they're planning on patching that. Maybe they have already. I played this right at launch. It's fun, it's creative, it's clever. The load times really hamper the experience, though.
I haven't played that yet. You said it's a new experience? Like, it's newer?
Yeah, it's a roguelike version. It came out on May 2nd for the Switch, and it's actually very cool because you are, moving from these dungeons, fighting enemies, acquiring new weapons, collecting currency that you can then spend, dying and coming back, and eventually trying to defeat the evil Mormo. The art is stunning on Switch. It makes me so excited for Link's Awakening. Very different, but just how they can capitalize on a really fun art style. The loads, even between screens, though, is just way too long.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. I mean, the loading times is definitely sounding like a turnoff, but I hadn't even played it. But you mentioned some dungeons in it, some Zelda-like dungeons.
Yeah,
that does pique my interest. But I want to ask you if I can hijack this video for a bit. Am I allowed?
Please. You may hijack.
All right. You said that was a new release. A really new release is Gato Roboto. Zach, I told you that maybe this game hadn't grabbed me as much, right? I told you, hey, this looks like a Game Boy game. And, we had seen some very reputable people say that it was amazing.
Right.
And I didn't see it. But I honestly just finished playing just like 20 minutes ago, and this game is starting to grab me for $6.79. It's discounted from the regular $8. Not a huge discount, but it's a cheap game. It is a Game Boy-like version of a Super Metroid. It is a Metroidvania, but it is a very, very well done Metroidvania. You go around as a kitty in a mech suit. You get to upgrade said mech suit. There's some really difficult bosses that, we keep going back to the satisfaction that some of these games, make you feel. I felt so satisfied when I finished that second boss because he was just so difficult. So I do want to recommend...
Mega Man levels of satisfaction?
Nah, I wouldn't put it quite that far, but they were difficult. Yeah, the art style, it's like black and white. There's very like no color. It's a minimalistic, but for $6.79, I think that's a good one. One more, I didn't know if you were going to mention this one, so this is why I'm hijacking the video. Greece, or Gris, however people care to pronounce it, down from $17 to $11.89. Such a serene, beautiful experience, right? It's all about bringing color back into a world that has no color, and that's kind of how I feel sometimes. Like, things are just so gloomy, and we gotta bring joy and color back into everything. And the gameplay is simplistic. The puzzle elements are still satisfying, though. I think it's a beautiful little game. I thought so when it released. I continue to think so now. I have finished the game a couple of times since then. It's a fun one, and for basically $12, you can't go wrong.
I will not lie and say that this game did not grab me at all. I was expecting more gameplay, but it is beautiful. That's undeniable, and it had an insane effect on a lot of people. We're watching a trailer right now and seeing some of these quotes. Unforgettable, never again the same. It made its mark, and it also released on my birthday, so that's I
remember that.
Special.
I do remember that.
So there you have it. There's a lot of other stuff. Honestly, it's quality. It is impressive to look at Devolver's lineup. Even stuff like Broforce, the Reigns games, Minute. Like, these are all fun experiences.
Dude, don't forget Piku Niku.
And don't forget Enter the Gungeon. I know we talk about it so much, but it's 50% off.
Yeah.
$7.49 up there. They've put their Farewell to Arms, like the final pack out. It's all there. You got a lot of DLC. Gabe likes Piku Niku at $6.49. I love Enter the Gungeon at $7.49, but we've spoken ad nauseum about those. Let's move to Moonlighter, which is getting a 1-year anniversary sale. This one runs till 6/9 at $9. It is down to $14.99 from $24.99. Moonlighter, you probably know, it is a game where you run the shop during the day, you go dive into the dungeons at night. I think it's pretty fun. Some people love this game. I wouldn't say I love it, but it is a cool one that has a lot of polish. Again, a very pretty art style, and it's down to $15.
Yeah, it is a good one. I played it, not a ton like some people. It is beloved by a cult-like audience at least. So, I mean, it's a good sell. Yeah.
FIFA 19 is on sale in a very strange one. Like this, okay. $15 though from $60, and we were comparing Amazon and Best Buy, and they're still in the $35 to $40 range. So usually digital ends up you know, giving you sometimes worse sales on retail games, but here we're getting a really good sale on a retail game. $15 for the FIFA Experience. It runs until June 3rd, so grab this one quickly, only a couple of days. This is obviously leading up to the announcement of FIFA 20 at EA Play in about a week and a half, but right now you can grab last year's for $15. Get ready for this coming season, or just have it if you don't care about the latest, newest rosters and whatnot. It could probably provide some soccer fun for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, you and I played it a little bit, and it's FIFA on Switch. It's obviously not going to be as good as it is on the other platforms, but that's not something we expect. It's an unbeatable price. I don't think you're going to ever see this game for lower than $15, probably.
No, not at all. And I do want to highlight a few other deals, just because they're on some newer games. So there's those main tentpole deals, and if you go dig a little deeper into the Switch just like deals page, you'll find a few other things. I wanted to call out SteamWorld Quest, which has gotten a slight discount. It's down to $21.24 from $25. Now this is probably in celebration of the Steam release, which just happened today. So if you're wanting to dive into this one, now is a good time. You get a few bucks off. It's fantastic. We've sung its praises many times, so we don't really need to go into why this is a great card-based RPG game that is, to me, joins games like Celeste and Katana Zero as one of my favorite eShop experiences.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. You mentioned it. We've climbed the highest mountain and sung SteamWorld Quest over and over. Yeah, so yeah. So you know what you're getting here. You're getting that quality from Image and Form, and you can't go wrong. There's a few others as well. I'll highlight this page just so you can scroll your own eyes through, but those are the ones we really wanted to bring to your attention. Gabe, what is your one pick? I'm going to be real harsh on you. Yeah. I've been cheating a lot lately. I'm not going to cheat now.
Yeah, one pick.
Okay. With my one pick, I don't know if this surprises you or not. I think I'm going to have to go with Katana Zero.
Yeah.
It's not a steep discount.
It's the pick.
Yeah, it's a fairly recent game. It's the best game here, to me. It's an experience unlike any other. Even Celeste. And Celeste is amazing. I still prefer Celeste, but it's phenomenal. I mean, what else can I say, really?
Yeah, it's so good. It's unforgettable in many ways. At the end of the day, I probably like Celeste more, but it's a totally different style of gameplay. It's super worth experiencing, and it was already a good value at 15, honestly, in my opinion. $12 though. No brainer. Let us know what you're going to pick up from this sale, if anything, in the comments down below. You got any recommendations maybe we skimmed over? Definitely want to hear from you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And the sales on the eShop will keep you posted when the next one hits. Maybe a E3 type sale to get some good discounts on games that are either getting sequels or new entries. But we'll have to wait until next time for that one. Right now, though, for myself and Gabe, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day, everybody. SwitchForce out.